Okay, so you sent over some really interesting stuff on the OnePlus Nord 4. We figured, let's do a deep dive, pull out the key bits for someone like you who needs the main takeaways, without getting totally swamped in specs.
Sounds good.
Our mission really is to see what makes this phone noteworthy, especially if you're using it for work or just appreciate something that, well, runs smoothly.
Absolutely. And I think the first thing that really jumps out is the performance potential. They're using the Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 chip.
Right, the new one.
Exactly. And the early talk is about some pretty big jumps, like maybe 65% faster CPU, 130% on the GPU side.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So for demanding apps, multitasking, that should make a real difference.
It really should. It suggests things like complex edits or just hopping between lots of apps will feel, much more fluid.
And it's not just the chip, right? They've got up to 16 gigs of LPDDR5X RAM.
Yeah, that's a key part of the equation. Faster RAM, more bandwidth, more efficient too, apparently.
So less waiting for apps to reload, smoother transitions overall. It sounds like it could actually boost productivity just by not getting bogged down.
Precisely. And that smooth experience, it heavily relies on the software too. Oxygen OS 14.1 here, based on Android 14.
Which has a reputation for being pretty clean, doesn't it? Not loaded with bloatware.
Generally, yeah. Clean, fast, reliable. That's the aim. And they say the interface is intuitive, secure, things professionals look for.
Okay, and this is important, the updates. What are they promising?
This is pretty strong for this category. 4 years of major Android OS updates.
4 years, okay.
And 6 years of security patches. That's really significant for keeping the phone usable and safe long term.
That definitely adds value.
Oh.
Okay, let's shift gears. Battery life, always crucial.
Right. And it seems like they've packed in a pretty hefty one, 5,500 milliamp.
That's quite large. What does that mean in real terms? All day, more.
Well, indications are it should comfortably handle a full demanding day, maybe even push towards 2 days with, more typical usage. That kind of stamina is a big plus.
Huge plus if you're out and about, definitely. And charging. OnePlus is known for speed.
They're keeping that up. 100W Super VOC charging.
100 watts. So that's like 0 to full end.
The claim is somewhere around maybe 23 to 28 minutes for a full charge. And they give examples like 5 minutes on the charger gets you hours of video playback.
That kind of speed is just a game changer for busy days, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you forget to charge overnight, a quick blast in the morning makes a huge difference.
Okay, performance and battery sound strong. What about the feel of the phone? The build?
This is another area they seem to be emphasizing. It's an all-new metal unibody design.
Metal, not plastic.
Aircraft-grade aluminum, apparently. So it should feel quite premium in the hand and probably a bit more durable than some competitors.
That's a nice upgrade. And it looks quite slim?
Yeah, around 7.99 millimeter thin. They've also got this dual-tone texture. Comes in a few colors.
Yeah.
Mercurial silver, oasis green, obsidian midnight. Sounds quite professional.
And I saw the alert slider is back.
It is. That physical switch for notifications. A OnePlus signature that people really like.
Definitely convenient. Any protection against, like, rain or dust?
Yep, IP65 rated, so it should handle splashes and dust without any issue. Adds that bit of everyday confidence.
Okay, so if we recap the big advantages here, we're looking at really fast performance.
Yeah, powerful chip, lots of RAM.
Clean software with that excellent long-term update promise.
Crucial for longevity.
Exceptional battery life paired with super fast charging.
A really strong combo.
And then this premium durable metal build.
Right. Plus, we haven't even really touched on the display. 6.74-inch, 1.5K AMOLED, 120 hertz, looks vibrant. And it even has an IR blaster for remote control stuff.
An IR blaster, that's interesting. A bit old school, but useful.
Kind of niche, but yeah, a nice little bonus.
Okay, got to keep it balanced, though. Are there any potential downsides or maybe compromises mentioned?
Well, nothing seems perfect, right? Some early reports suggest the secondary cameras, the 8MP ultra-wide and the 16MP front camera, might not quite match the main sensor's quality.
Especially in low light, perhaps.
That's often the case, yeah. And a couple of other minor points surfaced. Some found the under-display fingerprint sensor placement a little low on the screen.
Okay. Personal preference, maybe?
Possibly. And while the display gets very bright, technically some competitors might hit slightly higher peak brightness levels outdoors, but these seem like, relatively minor trade-offs in the grand scheme of things.
Right. Considering the overall package and likely price point, how does it sort of stack up against the usual suspects, like Samsung or maybe Redmi?
Good question. Compared to, say, a similarly priced Samsung, the Nord 4 likely offers more raw processing power and way faster charging.
Okay.
Against brands like Redmi or Realme, the Nord 4 probably stands out with that more premium metal build and the cleaner software experience, plus those longer updates we talked about.
That software support is a key differentiator.
It really is. And even comparing it to something like the Motorola Edge 50 Pro, the Nord 4 might hit a more attractive price point without giving up too much on performance or battery.
So wrapping it up, the picture emerging is this looks like a really solid, highly satisfying phone, particularly if you value that blend of performance, battery, and build without going into flagship territory prices.
Exactly. It feels like it ticks a lot of the right boxes for professionals or just anyone who wants an efficient, reliable device that feels good to use. Seems like a strong contender.
Definitely sounds like it.
Yeah.
So here's something to think about then. Given what this phone offers, the speed, battery, build quality at its likely price, what compromises do you usually have to make with phones in this budget range? And how well does the Nord 4 actually manage to avoid those typical pitfalls? Something to mull over. Thanks for diving into this with us.